Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news precious metal prices are having a moment, in US dollars at least, largely because the US dollar is extending its retreat. The same impact is affecting commodities like copper. Prices are rising in the US as a consequence of tariff taxes, which are pushing down the value of the greenback. But first, the dairy pulse auction for skim milk powder and whole milk powder brought better results than the futures markets expected. Skim milk powder was up 1.7% and slightly better than the 1.5% expected, but the big mover was whole milk powder, which rose 1.5% when a 4% retreat was expected. The continuation of better prices will be something of a quiet relief in this industry. In the US, the retail impulse continued to expand last week, up 5.1% from a year ago. But the suspicion lingers that much of this is the inclusion of tariff taxes, despite what the CPI indicates. And those tariff taxes hurt the results in the latest Richmond Fed factory survey. This was their worst result in 10 months and led by a sharp retreat in new orders. Input cost growth stayed high, though. The cost of those tariff taxes on US companies was on full display in US earnings reports. For Stellantis, that is Chrysler, it was $300 million. For GM, $1 billion. Both ate away at reported profits significantly. It is hard to see these types of companies absorbing costs like this for much longer. Across the Pacific, Taiwanese export orders continued their outstanding growth, up almost another 25% in June from the same month in 2024, which itself led year-ago levels. It is hugely impressive and continues a very strong 2025 monthly set. It is their electronics industry leading the way. And sentiment in Japan bounced back yesterday as it became a clearer bet that Prime Minister Shiba is expected to remain in office despite the embarrassing performance of his party at the recent upper house elections. But holding on, he will be a damaged leader. The upstart Japanese First Sansato Party has emerged as a powerful force after these elections, and that was despite a secret Russian campaign to support them and destabilize Japan that was exposed before voting. And in Europe, the ECB's latest credit survey found a twist towards housing lending there. While credit standards for company loans remained broadly unchanged, credit standards tightened slightly for housing loans and more markedly for consumer credit. But this was because housing loan demand continued to increase strongly, while demand for company loans remained weak. In Australia, the vultures are out targeting vulnerable borrowers who are debt-stressed. This has ASIC worried, and they have launched a review into the debt management and credit repair sector in an effort to protect those experiencing financial hardship. Expect the New Zealand Commerce Commission here to assess whether it needs to do similar work. And staying in Australia, the RBA released the minutes of its July 8th meeting, and they revealed little new. They left the cash rate steady at 3.85% at this meeting, defying market forecasts for a 25 basis point cut. The move was passed by a majority vote, 6 in favour and 3 against. These minutes were full of wait-and-see sentiment and data-dependent notes. Part of the waiting to see is because they doubt Trump will actually do what he threatens. They sort of buy into the taco view, apparently. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.34%, down 3 basis points from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at $3,427 an ounce, up another $34 from yesterday. And that almost matched its record high on April the 21st. And the silver price is pushed on up over $39 an ounce. It isn't yet threatening its 2011 peaks of $48 an ounce, but the recent climb has some people quite excited. And American oil prices are $2 softer at just on $65 a barrel. But the international Brent price is only down 50 cents at just under $68.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now at 60 US cents again and up 25 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're unchanged at 91.6 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also little changed at 51.1 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just on 67.5, up 10 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $119,198 and up 1.1% from yesterday. Volatility of the past 24 hours has remained modest, though, at just under plus or minus 1.2%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.